Okay. So now we're going to move on to the next series of steps. So now we're going to create a file in our directory, name it banana.txt. So there's a command called touch, which allows you to just create any kind of file. So we're creating this file called banana.txt. It has nothing in there. It's just a type of file called .txt or text file. So now to check that it's in there, what command can I use? We can use git status. That'll check to see if I made any changes. What's a command that we can use for our terminal commands? No. What command will what was that? ls. That'll list all my files, right? There it goes. All right. Now if I type in git status, it will also show me, hey, I made this change. So both answers were correct about ls and git status. Okay. Um, so now that we're confirmed that the file is now being tracked by git by typing in git status, we type in git status and it says, oh, okay, we have these untracked files, right? We have untracked, sorry, is now seen by git, not tracked. Because it's untracked file, so it's not tracked yet. Oh my god, this is so slow. Jesus. Okay, so what that means is that Git recognizes that you have a file that's been changed, but it isn't being tracked yet in the Git repository. In order to start tracking it, aka staging, we have to add the file. So let's do that now. Add the file by typing in git add banana.txt and then hit enter. And then check the status of it. So we're going to type in git add banana.txt and then we type in git status to see any changes. And look at that. Now it's been added to staging, right? Because it says changes to be committed. And now it's in green. So that means we can commit this now. So what did we just do? And then staged it. Excellent. So now you should see something like this. Okay, now I want you guys to take a couple of minutes and explain those next 5 steps to each other. You guys know that we have a 3D printing machine now to use, right? It's pretty cool, actually. I want to build stuff. Weird engineering things. Maybe component parts. I build random things. I usually build like so. My family has a ranch, and I like to build things and like machines and stuff. So maybe, maybe things like that. 3D printers are really good for that. For building like weird component parts that you'd only be able to like CNC. So yeah, I'd probably do something like that, or maybe make models or something fun maybe instead of that. Not sure yet. It might, but only like material cost, like very cheap. Yeah, 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 yeah. You could actually do that, but it might not be the best. No, the material is really crap. The material is synthetic plastic, or all plastic synthetic. It's yeah, it's like plastic. Yeah, so it's for prototyping. Audio, video. How do I? Yeah, exactly. It's called filament. Um, what the hell am I doing? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. All right. So step 11. So now that we have our file staged, we now want to commit our file so that we can always return to that state. That is, we'll be able to return to a version of our directory that has a banana.txt file in it and a version that doesn't. So let's do that now. So we're going to do what? Commit. Get on one knee and just commit. You guys are not so good at that. Okay. So you should see something that looks all weird, right? But basically it just means that it went successful. Yeah. So far we've staged and committed our banana.txt on our local machine, but I want to have a copy on our remote repository. The reason being I want to be able to collaborate and share my code with others, be able to use the service of GitHub, and have an extra copy of my code where I can always access it. In order to do that, we'll first need to set up a GitHub account. So go to github.com, set up an account. Then we're going to click on the profile, so let me do that right now. Create a new repository. Call it, well, let me see if I already have a Git project. Probably don't. I have so many Git repositories. Okay, I'm just going to create a new one. Git project test. And then I'm going to copy this line. It says then click your profile, select the repositories tab, and then click new. Okay, under repository name, type in the name of the directory, Git project. So that was it. We only did those 5 steps. So I want you guys to discuss this. This should only be like about a minute long, because we just did a commit, and then we just created a new repository on GitHub. So I want you guys to explain that to each other real quick. Yeah, we just did that, but now you guys are going to explain it. No, we just explained steps 5 through 9. No, sorry, 6 through 10. I hope you guys did that. Okay, so we good for the next part? Okay, so let's move on to step 16. So we're going to create repository. Oh my god. Alright, so we created a repository, and then we added this remote to it, right? So we copied and pasted this from here. So we're pushing an existing repository from the command line. That means we're getting our Git repository from our local machine, and we're pushing it up to this GitHub repository. So we have this part. Do I need this one? No, I don't need this one. Okay. So now line 17 says, the command above added a remote named origin with the URL you specified to your local Git. This allows you to share your code from your local Git repository with your GitHub repository. So it's connecting these two, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Now we're able to. Now we're going to push up our code from our local Git repository to our Git repository on GitHub. To do that, we type git push origin master. So type in git push origin master. And now we're pushing up to GitHub, and now it's up there. Okay, so now if you go here and refresh, look at that. Now we have our banana.txt file over here. Okay, so branches are just a copy of the current repository. The master branch is the main branch that holds all your flawless code. Your other branches are just a branch off of the master branch. You can mess around in these other branches all you'd like. We use branches to be able to make changes separately from our nice, clean code base. Once we know that our branch is good to go and our changes made, we can push our branch up onto GitHub, have someone check the code in the branch, and then merge that branch into the master branch. So let's do that now. First, let's check what branch we're currently on by typing git branch. Okay, so what branch are we on? Master. Okay, so explain those 5 steps to each other. No.